The beauty of baseball is that it is the most romanticized sport of them all. As fans, we mark periods in our lives by baseball.
Come on, the mic was closed.
Quite like baseball.
So for
your favorite baseball player was
who didn't hear what I said before,
Aaron's career began in the Negro Leagues, 1952, with the Indianapolis Clowns. At that time, he was a skinny, cross-handed hitting shortstop. And so in the case of Mr. Aaron, he was a right-hand hitter who was hitting with his left hand on top. That is unorthodox. The fear is that you would break your wrist hitting in that manner. Henry Aaron is knocking the cover off the baseball in a highly unorthodox fashion. And the rest, as they say, is history. He would be shortly after discovered by the Boston Braves, who would become the Milwaukee Braves, who of course would become the Atlanta Braves, and Mr. Aaron will go down in this sport as one of his all-time greatest players. But it all began in the Negro Leagues in 1952.
The hammer. So 1 hit and 1 run.
Here comes young Henry Aaron to the plate.
Let's start with young Henry Aaron.
And that one fouled off.
Everyone thinks of Henry Aaron with that number 44 in his bag, but his first number with the Braves was actually number 5. He didn't get 44 until his second season.
Bates stands at third with one gone in the inning.
I know too.
And ball 1. Chris, on that number change for Aaron, he asked for a repeating number, so he got 44. He hit exactly 40.
Home run.
And a pitch.
Oh, he's not a home run hitter. Oh, that was a good. Oh, he is a home run hitter. That was a good one.
For young Henry Aaron to leave Mobile to go join the Indianapolis Clowns, I think he had the fastest hands through the hitting zone this sport has ever seen. As he himself would say, I never looked for a fastball because I didn't think anyone could get one by me. And he was only hitting about 467 when he was signed away to go join then the Boston Braves. Oh yeah, the hammer was destined to be one of, and in the eyes from this kid from Crawfordville, Georgia, the greatest baseball player of all time.
Let's hit another home run. So. He's young. So what you have to do? To hit 2 balls.
So 2 down. Henry Aaron digs in now.
A home run.
Ground off the middle. That's a base hit.
That's a good one.
Joey gets on base and keeps it going. And that should be extra bases. Bates coming home. Run One scores easily, and it's 1-0.
Save.
And he
Nice.
beats it. He's six.
Nice. Never looked for a fastball. The Hammer was destined to be one of the greatest baseball players of all time. Hit an extra base.
In steps the hard-swinging
Let's
youngster
hit an
Henry
extra
Aaron.
base, my friend.
Aaron hammers this one deep to left.
That's a home run.
And out of here.
What is that, man? Is it that easy for him to pass like that? Major League Dream.
By now, Jackie Robinson had broken baseball's color barrier. The major leagues were no longer a pipe dream. This was very real. But Henry Aaron already knew he had the confidence because what he knew is, if I can play in the Negro Leagues, I can play in any league. That's how great the talent was in the Negro Leagues. And for those Negro League players and his Indianapolis Clown teammates, they were never bitter. They may have lamented the fact that this happened when they were beyond their prime. But what did they do? They protected that young ball player as much as they could. They tried to shield them from as much of the harshness that life on the road in the Negro Leagues presented, because they knew that a young Henry Aaron had an opportunity. And Henry Aaron and Ernie Banks and the other young stars that left the Negro Leagues, they never forgot that. They carried that spirit with them as they continued to make their journey and transition into Major League Baseball.
Okay.
Henry Aaron digging in now.
A home run. Why not?
Here comes a pitch. Swing and a miss, 98 on the gun.
You know, we've talked before about Henry Aaron's consistent excellence, but one stat that really stands out is his single-season high for homers. Only 47, but he hit 30 or more homers in 15 seasons, just like clockwork.
In the air, foul first. He's under it. And there's one down. What you were saying about Aaron's consistency, Chris, it doesn't happen without staying on the
when
field.
he grow up,
He played at least 145 games in 16
anymore.
seasons. And that's
that was a bad.
Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and he was fooled.
What I'm trying to hit. Sorry guys for what you just saw.
In the air to left down the line. On the move towards the line.
No.
Tracks it down for the out. And there's one down. There's a swing.
That's very good one.
And
We
that
passed
should be
the
extra
mission.
bases. The run comes in to score from second, and it's now a 2-run game. And that's a double.
Very good. Pork chops. Let's see.
What is so remarkable about Henry Aaron's journey to becoming one of the greatest of all time is that he really had no real opportunities to play organized baseball. But young Henry Aaron would take his mother's broomstick, and he learned how to hit bottle caps with a broomstick. And if you can hit a bottle cap with a broomstick, chances are you're going to be able to hit a baseball. And Henry Aaron could hit that baseball. And I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that before he was known as the Hammer or Hammer and Hank, his nickname was Pork Chops. The late Don Motley, who was the executive director of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, he said, Mr. Aaron, why do they nickname you Pork Chops? And Mr. Aaron looks at him and says, I guess that was the only thing on the menu that I knew how to order. So he found something and he stuck with it.
Okay.
Henry Aaron stepping in with a chance to do some damage.
I have just to...
Reese back to work. On the ground to the left. Safe! And they take the lead.
But I did it too bad as well. Spring training.
Buck O'Neill's recollection of Henry Aaron is priceless. They're playing in a spring training game down in Mobile, Alabama, Kansas City Monarchs against the Indianapolis Clowns. Buck and legendary Clowns manager Buster Hayward, they meet at the mound to exchange lineup cards. Buck instantly looks at the lineup card and sees that there's a kid named Aaron batting in the 3-hole. Buster cracks up. He said, oh, Buck, you got to see him. Buck said, okay, well, we'll see what he got. Well, by the end of that game, this kid, Aaron, had gone 4 for 4 with 2 home runs. Later that night at dinner, Buck says, well, Buster, I ain't gonna have to worry about that kid, Aaron. Buster's like, Buck, what you talking about? So by the time you get to Kansas City, he gonna be gone. True enough, he was signed away by the Boston Braves.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back.
His time with Jackson.
Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, but you can't forget from sundown to sunset. Nah, nah. It's all in the air, you hear it everywhere.
Henry Aaron digging in now. In for a strike. It's 0-1.
It was almost a ball. It was better to hit something like that. And I don't hit the one before, and I try on this. Too good. I have to try to hit this one and see maybe it works. Or this one also. I will hit that one someday. No matter how bad it is, I will try on it. Ah, it was a foul. It was bad also. Wow, that was a good one.
And that keeps the inning going.
Okay. We're losing 5-1.
Into center. Newman should have this one. He's there. He's got it. And that is that.
Okay.
Fly ball down the line. And that's a foul ball.
That's a foul ball. It was
One
not.
down, base is empty. And he that one.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Come on, come on, come on.
That misses the zone. Ball 1.
Try. Try. Please try. Please try. Lucy. Henry's skill set.
For a young Henry Aaron to go join the Negro Leagues Indianapolis Clowns in 1952, Leagues was truly a litmus test. He had no doubts that he would be able to move through and compete at a high level in the major leagues because of the talent that was there in the Negro Leagues. He gained the confidence that would allow him to ascend. He really never fashioned himself as a power hitter. He was a ball player who believed that he wanted to hit the ball hard every opportunity, and it just happened to go over the fence 755 times. But as I remind folks, he still has over 3,000 hits. His RBI record will likely never be broken, nor will his total base record. He simply did everything right, as Buck O'Neil would say. He was a beautiful ball player, and indeed he was.
Wow. Impressed. I'm really impressed with the hammer. Praise. Okay, let's see what we will do. Hit home runs. I swear I knew. Okay, let's hit our home run.
Bases loaded and 2 gone.
A few moments later.
Good coffee.
Speaking of which, got a leash and a wish just to rock you, miss. Make a militant.
And no matter how tall and how high the mountain is, that if you try hard enough, that you can reach the top.
Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, but you can't forget from sundown to sunset.
It's a nondescript photograph of then a very young Henry Aaron, 18 years old. And he looks at me and he says, well, Bob, I may have had 2 changes of clothes in that bag, $1.50 in my pocket, and a ham sandwich that my mama had made me, going to go chase that dream. It worked out pretty well for the hammer.
You see, you have always to chase your dreams. No matter how hard things are.
Come in and they're very respectful when I'm telling them the stories of Josh Gibson and the other heroes of the Negro Leagues. But you could almost discern that they're saying to themselves, I'm sure they were pretty good, but I don't know if they were as good as Bob says they are. But then you get to that photograph of a young Henry Aaron. Many of our visitors are shocked to discover that it all began in the Negro Leagues. It opens their eyes to the possibilities that just maybe there could have been some ball players who preceded Henry Aaron that were just as good, who never got the opportunity to play in the major leagues. The Negro Leagues Baseball Museum brings them all to light.
I hope you enjoyed this storyline, huh? It was a good one. Mr. Hammer. Mr. the Hammer. He was a legend also.